Hey guys, this is Lindsay with Vinyl Gallery and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, we will be working on these wooden reindeer Christmas tray platters. I'll try to leave everything that I used in the description box below, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to see how we created these, just stay tuned. So we will be starting with these two 9-inch reindeer wooden platters that I did purchase from Amazon. I will list that in the description box as well, but I'm just going to take a piece of 220 grit sandpaper and we're just going to lightly scuff up the very inside, trying to make sure that we do not scratch up the outer surface of the tray. Once we have both inner surfaces scratched up pretty good, I will go in with some 91% alcohol in a paper towel just to clean off any dust or debris that may be left behind from the sanding. You also want to make sure that your board is completely dry before you go into the next step, which would be base painting that bottom layer. Now that our trays are completely clean and dry, I will be taking a makeup brush and applying a thin layer of paint, and the color that I use is Woods at Night from Pop of Color, just to create a base layer for our glitter. I'll be doing the exact same thing with the second tray, and I used Color Fix paint in the color Cinnamon Donut. And we'll just apply a thin layer of paint to this and wait to dry. If you are a messy painter like me, you want to make sure that you try to stay inside that rim and not go on the outside, which you can see right there that I did. But I just took some alcohol and some paper towel and just cleaned that right up. Now that both boards have been painted, I am a little bit impatient, so I did use my heat gun to speed up the drying process. So I am mixing up a little extra ink epoxy in the turbo formula, and I am using my handy dandy Let's Resin epoxy mixer, and I will be sure to list that in the description box as well, along with a discount code. But I mixed up about 120 milliliters of this epoxy, and I stirred it with this mixer for about 5 minutes, and then I will be separating it into separate cups for our glitter. For our green glitter, I used 4K glitter codes on the Hunt, which is a dark emerald green glitter, and for the gold I used the Glitter Pharmacy CVA. I will try to list an alternate to this color. I don't think that the Glitter Pharmacy is available anymore. Now the trick to mixing in your glitter into your epoxy is to add enough glitter that you get full coverage, but not too much glitter that it makes your epoxy very thick and not wanting to spray it. Another thing to keep in mind is when you're working with fast set epoxy, you really don't have a whole lot of time to mess around. I like a little extra epoxy because it does give you a longer working time with your projects versus most other fast set epoxies, but you do still have to work rather quickly. So here is when I noticed that my cups of epoxy and glitter had gotten really warm, so I decided to go ahead and dump them out to get them spread so that they would level on their own. Same exact thing for the gold, because my cup was getting really warm, so I decided to go ahead and pour that out and try to get this even and spread as well. I just took a silicone makeup brush and just spread it all the way to the edges, trying not to get it on the rim of the tray. Once I was done with my silicone makeup brush, I just took my heat gun to help level it out even more and to pop any bubbles that may occur. Since this is a fast set epoxy, it will only take about 2 hours to dry, but this is where we are so far. So about 3.5 hours have gone by, and we'll be going in with these white back decals from Gracefully Created. These poinsettias are so pretty and so vibrant. I will list her website and link to these down in the description box as well, but you literally cut out, peel, and stick, and I could not be more excited to use these products. I am keeping my gloves on because you do not want to touch the plastic part with your fingers to get fingerprints, because they will show under your epoxy. Also, when using these transparent decals, you definitely want to make sure that you are applying them to a smooth, glossy surface. Any imperfections that you see in your product will show through these transparent decals. So that is why I'm leaving my gloves on, and I'm trying my very best not to touch any extra parts of the decal so that you do not see them under the epoxy. To seal these in, I'm going in with another layer of epoxy. This is about 50 milliliters of epoxy. I will get this spread all around and torch to remove any of the air bubbles that I created when mixing. So for my gold tray, I decided to use a decal that I found on Creative Fabrica, which I will have that listed in the description box as well. But I did cut this on StarCraft red Deceit adhesive vinyl, and I just sized it to the size of my tray and cut it and applied it using the hinge method and just transfer tape. Right here is when I wished I had done an offset with white behind this red so that it would pop a little bit better, but these are my trays, so it will be fine. So my poinsettia tray has now cured again, and I'm just going in with Teckwrap's textured metallic gold with Merry Christmas, and we're just going to layer that right over the top of the poinsettias and give it one more final coat of epoxy. Once I got my Merry Christmas on, there was no need to seal. I just went right back in with another coat of epoxy, and these can be created literally within 1 day's time. 2 if you are a procrastinator like me, but these trays using fast set epoxy can definitely be done as cute little Christmas gifts, and they do not take long at all. So here is the final coat. This is about 40 milliliters of epoxy. I will get this spread all around the tray, trying not to get any epoxy on the wood. And I did use my heat gun to pop any bubbles, which there are very minimal bubbles with this epoxy. And I'm going to use my finger just to spread it all around and sit it on a level surface to dry. I did the exact same process for the gold tray. This is about 40 milliliters of epoxy, the fast set from ALE again. And I am just going around trying to make sure that the epoxy is even and has touched all sides and corners of the tray. I used my heat gun to pop any bubbles that may have risen to the surface, and I also went in with Jolly Green from Bridges & Bow into some extra epoxy just to give it a little bit more color. And now I really wish I had to put a white offset behind the red vinyl just to give it a little bit more pop. You can see the green. You probably can't see it great on camera, but it is very pretty in person. And one more torch to pop any bubbles, and we are all done. And here are the finished products. These trays were really fun to make. They were really simple and easy and very quick if you need a quick Christmas gift. We really appreciate you guys tuning in today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to give us a huge thumbs up on this video. Thank you guys for watching. Merry Christmas. Bye.